What's up? Bryan Briggs here, Iron Tiger Tattoos, Mount Pleasant, Michigan. Today I'm getting started on a really cool Alice in Wonderland tattoo. If you like that sort of thing, then this is going to be great for you today. Make sure if you like it and you want to get something from me, to check out my social media and check out my website, www.irontigerbooking.com, and we could get something similar going for you too. So thank you. This is my buddy. He's going to take some pictures and stuff along the way, if that's cool with you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright, sweet. That's cool. End a little slower than that, just because that'll end up. Cool. I think that's gonna be good. Any of the Tim Burton movies too, stuff like that, you know?
Oh, I like Tim Burton. Yeah.
At least it's an easy cover up though. It's not gonna be too crazy.
You're the only person that's told me that.
Yeah?
Yeah. I was told, like, seriously, I went to a couple artists I hadn't heard of you before, and then I found you online.
Yeah.
And I absolutely loved your cover-ups. I was told the only thing I could get was a rose, and that it was hard to cover up his colors, and blah, blah, blah. So,
oh yeah.
So I was really excited when I saw your work, so.
Yeah. I'm excited too. I'm ready to do this. Got a good plan about doing. So, it's gonna be fun.
So how long have you been tattooing for?
Yesterday I just hit my 10th year.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's like crazy. Like every St. Patrick's Day, you know, it's a really monumental day for me. So it's always my anniversary. Kind of like shops that just take walk-ins and, you know, learned how to do like the fundamentals of tattooing from different people like that. And then I learned at shops where it was like really artistic people with like degrees in art and stuff like that. So people from prison, all kinds of different walks of life. Yeah, I think that's important when you're learning.
For sure.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
You got this tattoo, you said?
11 years.
Oh yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah.
What do you like about Alice in Wonderland that made you like want to get a tattoo of it?
I'm a teacher, and not that really has a lot to do with it, but
Just the literary aspect of part of it, yeah.
I like that it's kind of dark. You know what I mean? For a kid's movie. I love Tim Burton. I love things that, I don't know, I just think that it's kind of trippy. And I like it.
Those old ones too, especially, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
Like in the 80s,
You can't show 80s movies anymore with PG ratings. It's like very different.
it just suddenly gets dark out of nowhere sometimes. Yeah. Alice in Wonderland is like a really old book too, right? Isn't it a classic?
Yeah.
I read some of it a long time ago. This tattoo was super fun. It was on a Friday, the day after St. Patrick's Day. And St. Patrick's Day is my 10-year anniversary for tattooing this year. Pretty awesome experience, just being able to think about all the years I put into this, and then just thinking about all the things that accumulated to make me who I am today, and make me who the artist that I am today too.
I remember like the 90s, it was the Tasmanian Devil.
Yeah, like, well, it's just people come up with like one unique idea and then everybody just jumps on it and does it a million times, and I hate that, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I want to do stuff that like only I can do, I guess, or like just comes from my mind and it's unique, and like that person has a one-of-a-kind tattoo that way. It's different, you know? It's better than someone being like, I want this exact tattoo. Like, it's like, alright, try to emulate this person, you know? Like, it was being held up to somebody else's, like, standard, too, in a way. I'm just not gonna do stuff that my heart's not in.
That's good.
Yeah, that way, like, all the art comes out 100%. Otherwise, it's always gonna be, like, you could always tell if someone wasn't, like, didn't care about the piece that much. They were just doing it to make, you know, enough money to pay the bills or whatever. Yeah. In the beginning, it's hard to do that because it's like, yeah, it takes a lot of integrity, and sometimes it's like you need the money and stuff too. But
Well, right.
you still have to be like, no, I can't do that right now. And then it gets to a point where you're more comfortable doing that. Since I opened my own studio in 2017 here in Mount Pleasant, Michigan, I've been really exploring my own style more and more and kind of getting into what a lot of people call watercolor. I've heard other people call it like a painterly style. I don't really know what to call it sometimes. I just know I like messing with the color. I like the open feeling of the background and the open-endedness to where you can build on to it easily and create more tattoo from the original tattoo. That's just a really cool feature in tattooing because it keeps bringing the client back and it allows their imagination to run free so that if they come up with something, they're not limited because it won't fit. It's like any kind of thing will fit this style. You just stylize the idea and then you can make it match and make it work into the flow of the background with the way that this stuff works. This client is also a 5th grade teacher locally, which I thought was cool. It's like different always to work with different jobs. It's interesting, and it's not like it used to be where you just had to be like a certain kind of person to get a tattoo. Like all kinds of different careers, all kinds of different walks of life, all kinds of different people get tattooed now. So that's what's really awesome about this art form. She's particularly into like literature, things of that sort. So Alice in Wonderland was one of her favorite books and one of her favorite Disney movies. We were able to take the idea and run it through my style, my filter, through my brain, and create something really fun. This tattoo is really entertaining for me, and that's the important part. I think when you're an artist and you're creating a tattoo, you want your tattoo to be really special. Then you're gonna have to feel like really energetic about it. You want to be excited to go to work that day. Otherwise, your tattoo is gonna lackluster if you're lackluster. You want to wake up excited, then you have to create a design that you're gonna be excited to create. So I spend a lot of time on that aspect. I spend a lot of time designing and just kind of pre-planning the whole thing. I use my tablet to plan a lot of the stuff out. I create a whole fully rendered design, color and everything. Sometimes I'll even plant it on like a mock-up foot on Procreate just to show the client like what it's actually going to look like in the end result. Notice that this builds a lot of confidence too in the client, and then it also just helps me too because I'm just like, I know what I'm shooting for and I know that I can do it, and I know that all it's going to take is some time and some focus and some love, and as long as I put that stuff into it, that it's going to come out awesome. And it's not always like that when in the past. So in the past, like you would get a tattoo sometimes. Maybe other people will still experience this where you're not really into it, but you have to make the money or something like that, I don't think that that's the best way to create the best art. So I think you have to get out of that position ultimately in order to make your best art possible.
Okay, looking good. I'm liking it.
So far so good, yeah. A lot of time. You get there. Make sure you don't turn into somebody that is also just greedy for money, because sometimes people are comfortable and they still accept tattoos that they're not excited about just because they want to make every dollar that comes their way. And it's not about that, you got to make time for the stuff that really weighs heavy on your heart, the art that really speaks to your soul. Otherwise, you're just wasting your time and you're not really creating anything special. It's like, the tattoo has to come out good too, like you can't just be $30. Like that's one thing, It will attract people, but it won't keep them coming back, What keeps them coming back is if it's good and the experience was good, not the $30,
Right.
Like, that's a good way to get somebody one time though. Gimmicks don't work. It's all about keeping it real and like actually offering something of value. Like, it's way more important. How many times I throw away my idea completely and start all over. Sometimes I do that a lot. I don't know. I tried out a lot of things with this one. It takes me a couple hours sometimes to come up with something I'm really like confident and happy with.
Well, I love it. I'm still super stoked.
Really cool. It's gonna look really cool in the end here. If you're an artist, then you're always looking for fulfillment, and it's hard sometimes to find it. But when you're creating from your heart, that's when you feel like most in the right place in your life. This lady was just awesome all around. We had great conversation, and that just makes the time fly right by. I tend to kind of talk to my clients a lot, actually, usually, if they're the talking type. So it always works out well when it happens to be that way because, like I said, the time just flies, and it maybe distracts them from the pain a little bit, makes people more comfortable. And for me, it just helps me stay in that flow state too. Because, I don't know, that's just how I am. I like to keep people comfortable, and I like to be able to do the work simultaneously. To me, it's just part of the process, you know? Disney tattoos and Cheshire Cat, anything really interesting subject matter-wise like that from, like, our childhood's nostalgic subject matter is always so fun to do as a tattoo artist. It's just so cool to create a piece of art in somebody's skin that reminds them of a better time, or just a simpler time maybe, or happier time. Those memories are always usually attached to a really positive time, or they're just like really fun anyways. It's just like a cool story. It sometimes could be really encouraging, or it could be uplifting, something that you look at and you remember a time whenever you saw like a bright future, you know? That's the kind of stuff I really like putting on people. And these stories are attached to our soul in a way, because as a child, that's the things that we watch that make us dream, you know? And your dreams are the beginning of everything. If you're dreaming, then your dream can become a goal. And if your goal, you know, is worked hard enough towards, and you get lucky enough sometimes, and you put the right effort in, you meet the right people, shake the right hands, and you do the right things, you can make that dream a reality. But it starts with the dream, and that's what these nostalgic things always remind me of, these kinds of childhood memory tattoos. If you want to get a tattoo like this, or something that reminds you of that kind of a feeling, or you just want to get a beautiful piece of art on you, then you like my style, please visit my website at www.irontigerbooking.com, and we'll get you set up with a free consultation. I'll talk to you about your idea, and we'll get started. Special thanks to Geo Bartlett Productions for putting on this show and making it happen. If you enjoy this kind of content, then make sure you check out his website, www.geobartlettproductions.com. And please like and subscribe. Have a great week.
It sound right, boys.
See you next time on Iron Tiger Experience. Brought to you by pigmentpop.com.